Episode 3 of Agent Kim Reactivated begins with a flashback to 5 months ago. At school, Minji's friend asks for his phone as hers has been confiscated. At home, she prepares a meal for her father and also offers to help him out. He understands her behaviour immediately as she asks for a new phone, but he refuses outright. She's pissed and decides to eat in her room, and that night she finds a new phone and a heart-shaped keychain on her desk too. We're then brought back to the present where Mr. Kim answers his phone at the police station. He doesn't hear anyone on the other side and the phone is switched off later. He leaves the police station empty-handed. Elsewhere, we see that the South Korean Intelligence Agency, SMD, is monitoring him, but they're also finding it difficult as he uses an old phone. The agency is also notified of the background search done on Agent Kim at the Hwasin police station. Mr. Kim's colleague, Sang-ah, and the laundromat owner receive phone calls and they head out without a word. Now Hyri still refuses to leave her room here and her father is growing worried. He asks his secretary to investigate the matter and they wind up finding a lead, Sung Min-ho. Then we see codename 66 brother head into Mr. Kim's house. There he finds Minji and Park Jin-chol. They fight all over the house and 66 eventually runs away. Jin-chol follows him and we see that the laundromat owner was hiding behind a curtain. He reports the fight to the intelligence head. They soon find out Agent Kim's location as well, and he turns out to be at Hansu's Taekwondo Center. A former Olympian, he was recruited by the government to infiltrate the North along with Mr. Kim and Park Jin-chol. Mr. Kim requests him to use the bunker to find Minji. The intelligence agency head arrives at a Taekwondo center holding a student hostage. The moment the student leaves, they engage in a fight. Kim and Hansu then run away, fighting off more agents as they do. They get into a car and head to the bunker, where they begin a trace for Minji's phone. Jin-chol finds a group of retired Marines and calls Mr. Kim here, reporting the incident that occurred at his house. The trace ends and they head to Minji's phone location in Gyeonggi-do. Now Mr. Ju's secretary heads to Sung Min-ho's place next. He learns about Kim and hands over hush money to Min-ho as well. He kills Min-ho on Mr. Ju's orders and 66 reaches Minji's school and finds a boy being bullied there. He asks him about Minji but they don't answer. The victim answers but the bullies interrupt 66, sparking a violent clash between them. Although terrified of 66, the victim tells him to find Kang Hae-rong, explaining that she can track Minji using the Find Friends app on her phone. Now SMD's agent is also inquiring about Minji and Mr. Kim with the homeroom teacher. 66 finds Hae-rong in the infirmary, coercing her help. Then we see Mr. Ju meeting with Assemblyman Kang for an upcoming trade deal between South and North Korea. After the meeting, Mr. Ju is updated about Minji and Mr. Kim. Kim and Hansu arrive at the location and find a big group of thugs there. One guy tries to be cocky and Mr. Kim uproots his hair. A fight ensues between Hansu and the thugs after Mr. Kim leaves to speak to the boss man. The boss is notified and we see Minji's heart keychain in his shirt pocket. The boss man acts all cocky and boasts sickeningly that he slept with Minji earlier that night. Kim gets emotional for a second but then beats the boss man to a pulp when he regains his composure. It's only then that a guy reveals that he never actually met Minji. The boss man got the phone from a homeless guy at Hwasin station, and the call that Kim got earlier was an accidental phone call from this guy. The boss man also found Minji's chats with Hae-rong, and it looked like she was only using Minji. In this moment, Kim realises that his daughter was very lonely and he failed to support her when she needed it. Just as they decide to leave, 66 arrives, holding Mr. Kim at gunpoint. The episode ends there before transitioning into an epilogue which takes us back to 2006. Mr. Kim is speaking to a South Korean soldier who not so subtly asks Mr. Kim to switch sides. There we see how Kim and Park Jin-chol met. They have a face-off and Jin-chol challenges him to not hold back if he wants to live. Kim says that he has no desire to live, he's only keeping a promise to a friend. The epilogue then ends with Kim saying his name is 73 and correcting it to 66. Episode 4 of Agent Kim Reactivated begins in 1997 at the Gwomgang orphanage in the North Hamgyong province of North Korea. Major Yong-rong of DPRK visits the orphanage to recruit young children to join the military. A Yongguang volunteers and others follow suit, but the children are pitted against each other in a violent fight. A Yongguang and another student called Kim are the only ones who pass. They, along with the others, are taken to training camps where they're beaten and battered until they forget their names. The training continues and we get to know the formative years of number 66 and 73, who is our Mr. Kim, as they train to learn to infiltrate South Korea. Years pass and both 66 and 73 turn out to be the most successful ones. Next we see them infiltrate in South Korea with an attack in Gangwon, where 66 is blown up by dynamite. 73 survives and is painted as a traitor who killed 66. We also see a short montage of 66's childhood here when he left his home. His younger brother's name is Gang Song. That's when we're brought back to the present events, connecting to the end of the previous episode. A fight ensues between Hansu, Mr. Kim and 66, but the laundromat owner comes to their rescue. He had noticed 66 earlier at the car park. The laundromat owner asks Kim to surrender, but Kim asks for time to find his daughter before he surrenders. Hansu follows Kim and 66 sees this chance to attack the other two agents. Now in the bunker, Kim fixes up his bullet wound and Park Jin-chul joins them. He's quite loud and chaotic, and the trio head to Hwasin Station next to find the homeless guy and the SMD agents are hot on their heels. The homeless guy recounts how he found Minji's phone. A Golden Teeth gang member with a man bun had thrown it out of a white BMW car into a trash can. Next we see the same white BMW heading to the Myeongpo port. A weather forecast informs about a possible storm that following night. And Mr. Kim and co continue their surveillance from inside the bunker and find out the Golden Teeth's member's name, which happens to be Kim Sang-man. The Golden Teeth gang members take a break, discussing how to reveal the details to Mr. Zhu. The henchman asks the boss why he wants revenge on Zhu and offers him a big slice of potato. The boss is traumatized and hits the henchman. The story then goes back to 2009 when Golden Teeth was a part of a gang, along with one of the people who attacked the protesters against redevelopment. He's thrown from the rooftop of the building by his boss just to get a claim that a building should be approved for reconstruction. And after regaining consciousness, Golden Teeth, whose real name is Jung Dae, kills his boss and takes over the gang. The dead boss claims he was ordered to throw Golden Teeth from the roof, and the person who ordered it was Mr. Zhu. Now Mr. Zhu asks to meet Golden Teeth and a fight breaks out between their respective goons. It soon comes down between Mr. Zhu and Golden Teeth, but the former is absolutely ruthless. He cuts Golden Teeth's jaw with a knife and stuffs his mouth with hot whole potatoes. Golden Teeth begs for his life, and that's how we know the origin of his golden teeth. They take Minji's body to a cold storage at the port and are found by the supervisor. Meanwhile, Mr. Kim and the group's car is blown up by Mole Cricket. Kim notices that the trace is complete, and at the same time, we see Minji get out of the sack very much alive. Mole Cricket beckons the trio out and Hansu shows, teasing and attacking Mole Cricket. Meanwhile, Mr. Kim takes hold of Mole Cricket's car, but Cricket jumps into the water and Hansu follows suit. Jin-chul comes out of the car not long after to face the other SMD agents. Meanwhile, Minji tries to escape from the storage. Golden Teeth heads out to take a photo of Minji's body, and he speaks to Ju's secretary Mr. Nam to strike a deal. Now Mr. Ju speaks to Hyri about the incident, and she still tries to pin it on Minji. And Mr. Ju asks Mr. Nam to make it look like Golden Teeth killed Minji. Mr. Kim's son reaches the port and spots the white BMW. Minji struggles to keep awake in the storage, and Golden Teeth almost finds her, but then receives a call from Mr. Ju. Mr. Kim finds Golden Teeth's henchmen and fights them off when they don't answer about Minji's whereabouts. Golden Teeth demands 2 billion won from Zhu and asks him to come to an address. The episode ends with Minji attempting to get out of the cold storage. Well, talk about a toxic parent-child relationship, right? Mr. Zhu and Hyri are the poster models for it. Now imagine a father who doesn't see the wrong in his daughter's actions and encourages her instead. No wonder Hyri is so toxic, right? Whereas Mr. Kim and Minji are an example of a loving, if somewhat distant, father-daughter relationship, which gives us a bit of a dynamic between the two different characters. We get to see what to do and what not to do as a parent to a teenage child. or I guess any child for that matter. Now, also speaking about Mr. Kim's training, imagine how hard and heartless you would have to be to get kids into military training. I can't even imagine the sort of trauma that Mr. Kim and the other trainees must have gone through then. It is pretty shocking to see that such things are borrowed from reality, even if they have a kernel of truth embedded within. But across these 2 episodes, this K-drama continues to deliver some enthralling action along the way, along with a simple but pretty effective storyline showing more of Kim's past while simultaneously continuing his mission to get his daughter back. That ending certainly leaves everything hanging in the balance though, going into next week's double bill. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.